Good day, good tops. My name is Carden Madzokere. I'm the author and publisher of the distinction-bound student textbooks, and welcome to lesson 1.2 from international trade, otherwise known as foreign exchange market. Now, this is topic 4 of macroeconomics, which is term 1 work, and it comes after secular flow, business cycles, public sector, and this is topic number 4. And together we call it macroeconomics. And you are assessed on this in your March test. You are assessed again for the second time in your, formally so though, formal assessment in your media exam. And then you'll find this again in your prelim exams in September, and also in your October-November final exam. Okay, so it's quite important for you to master this topic. Okay, let's get started. So it says here, study the table below and answer the questions that follow. So it says South Africa, terms of trade. So we have years 2010 to 13, and then we have an index of import prices, which here we see is going up, and it makes sense for it to go up. Basically, it means imports are getting more and more expensive as time goes on, mainly due to inflation in the foreign countries. They do experience inflation, and it's not the only factor, but basically it means prices are going up. Prices of whatever it is that we buy from other countries are going up, and this is normal. And then we also have the index of export prices. This is now the goods that we produce locally and then we sell to other countries, and also we see the index is going up, also meaning that there is inflation in South Africa, and the prices that we are charging them for the goods that we're selling to them is gradually going up on a year-to-year basis, which is also normal. Just look at our CPI, you will see that the index goes up over time. So basically, this is what we're seeing here. Prices of imports and prices of exports are going up. Now, when we put them together, the ratio of import prices to export prices, that's now terms of trade. Now, this number that we see then at the end there, like your 1-to-1, so this is our terms of trade. Basically, it's the ratio of import prices to export prices. That way, I'm defining terms of trade. Yes. Now, to calculate terms of trade, we say the index of export prices divided by the index of import prices. So this number here, 121.3, is this divided by this times 100. I didn't think of having a calculator here. And do I know how to get my calculator? Let me try. Oh, there it is. Okay. I should have thought about it before starting. But yeah, it's not a train smash. So let's do this. It's 171 divided by 141 times 100. Okay. It should give us what we see there. Okay. So you see here, it's 1-to-1, 1-to-1, 0.2. Then this 7 is above 5, so we round this off to 3. So basically, that's this number here. So to get the A, which will be asked later, yeah, I'm sure it will, 191 divided by 153 times 100. Okay. Oh my God. I pressed, I hope it won't. Okay, I'll start. 191 divided by 153 times 100. That gives us 15. Is this correct? Let me do it again. 191 divided by 1. I'm surprised by the jump from 1-to-1 to 19. That's ridiculous. Times 100. Yeah, I don't know where I made a mistake. Now this makes sense. Okay, 124.8. Yeah, it will remain 8 because 3 is less than 5. So the answer for this one, A, is 124.8. Well, this number went up. Is it a good thing? Definitely it is. Basically, what it means is that our terms of trade are improving, and it's a good thing. What it means is we can import more with the same number of exports. Now, that might sound confusing, but let me give you an example. So here in South Africa, let's pick something that we we have naturally, that's gold. And we export gold to countries that do not have gold. So let me say South Africa and Nigeria. Okay, Nigeria, they have oil, we don't have oil. We have gold, they don't have gold. Well, I'm not sure if Nigeria doesn't have oil, gold, but let's assume it doesn't. I'm not sure, but I think they don't. Okay, so we have gold, we export to let's say to Nigeria, and then we import oil from them. Okay, now let's say there's no money involved, we are just exporting the gold, we get oil. So let's say for a year that we know, 2010, let's assume that in 2010 we exported, let's say for every ounce of gold that we exported, we got a gallon of oil. Now with that, let's say now in 2011, where we saw that terms of trade went up, it would now be more like, for the same ounce of gold, instead of getting just 1 gallon of oil, we are now getting 1.1 or 1.2, something like that. So basically it would mean that we're getting more oil for the same amount of gold exported. So it then means our terms of trade have improved. We are getting more for the same level of exports. So it's a good thing, because it means our exports have gained over, So basically it's a good thing for us, because we can get more for the same volume of exports that, we sell. And that's a good thing. And so from 2.4, then it goes down to 2.2. That's a bad thing. It's the reverse. Then it goes down again to 119. So we had an up and then down. So basically, overall, it's a bad thing. From 2010 to 2013, we see our terms of trade have gone down, even though initially we had a positive move, and then after that, it has been going down. Okay, but this year is normal. But then when we now put them together, then what we see here is either an improvement in the terms of trade or a decrease in the terms of trade. Okay, with that said, this was published by the South African Reserve Banks in their quarterly bulletin in 2015 March. Okay, so that's the first quarter of 2015. Now let's go to the questions. Identify the institution responsible for publishing the data above. Well, that's the South African Reserve Bank. Okay, what is the trend in the index of import prices? Okay, the trend is an upward trend. Like you see, it's going up from 141, 153, 163, 179. So it's been going up. Same here, it's going up. Here, we could say it went up and then down. Could we say that's fluctuating? Yeah, we could, because it went up and down. If it had gone up again, then that would perfectly now be up and down, clearly up and down. We don't know where it went after this. But yeah, the trend, from what we see, it went up and down. So we can say it fluctuated. But for what the question is asking, it's an upward trend. Then explain the terms of trade. Well, it's the ratio of import prices to export prices. Then briefly explain why an increase in the terms of trade will have a positive effect on the welfare of the country. Well, I explained this one. Basically, it means that we can get more for the same level of exports. Then calculate the terms of trade. Well, I've done that. So we jump straight to the answers. Number one, the institution is the South African Reserve Bank, SARB. Then what is the trend? The index of import prices is increasing. We said so, it's an upward trend. Then explain the term is the ratio of the index of exports to import prices. Well, this is my favorite. This one here says the relationship between export prices and import prices. Well, you can say that. Or it expresses a country's export prices in terms of its import prices. That one is easy again. Okay, briefly explain why an increase in the terms of trade will have a positive effect on the welfare of the country. Well, there will be increasing economic welfare because more revenue is earned for the same expenditure. Okay, so basically what I said, for the same level of exporting, we get more. We get to import more. Basically, that's what it means. Then calculate the terms of trade for 2011. We did it in the beginning. If I put back my calculator, I'm sure it's the figure is still there. Yes, 124.8, like we said. All right, so this has brought us to the end of the topic. As usual, like, subscribe.